If you like what you hear in this podcast and want to help us keep the lights on, then you could support us on Ko-fi for as little as a £1 one-off donation. The links are in the episode description. Thanks for your support. This is Skip, the podcast where we tell you, in our opinion, which albums are truly unskippable and which ones belong in the skip. I'm Mike.
I'm Rob.
And this week we are listening to, say it with me now, Sleep Token, Even In Arcadia. Yes, I have glazed this band non-stop and it's come full circle, but not by my hand. And that's the thing you got to remember. I didn't ask for this. I was simply rewarded. This one was suggested to us by our good friend of the show, Sam. So, Sam, thank you very much. One, for listening, because I haven't seen you in ages. And two, for suggesting an album that I would have just listened to anyway. So it really cut down my work this week. I'm very pleased about that.
I know you're very pleased. I know you haven't stopped talking about this album for like a year.
That is me. That is me. You know how this is going to go. I don't need to say it up front, but you know how this is going to go.
I know, but just keep it to the end, because I know how it's going to go, but the audience doesn't.
No, they don't. Even though I've glazed the band non-stop.
Even though you've glazed the band and glazed the album, there are still some incredible albums, some of my favourite albums, where I fucking hate one or two songs. So it's one of them. Just keep it to yourself for now.
All your opinions, keep them to yourself.
Shove them up your ass. But yeah, just keep it to yourself for now. I know what your opinion is because you've told me before, but let's not spoil it for the audience like you did with the Black Parade. No, not Black Parade. What was the other album you did it with?
Oh, I can't remember now.
Off the bat you went, by the way.
Meteora.
There we go.
But I don't know what that noise was. Yeah, but
You're trying to be Hitmonchan.
I thought you were doing James Brown, but okay.
Michael.
Where's Hitmon Brown? We can make it happen. That sounded way worse than I intended.
Yeah, maybe that needs to be edited out.
Get a pop for that thing.
Anyway, back to the album.
Yes. Yeah, look, you know how I feel about Sleep Token, but I actually have some criticisms, and it's going to be interesting to listen to, so stay the fuck tuned. This album came out last year. It was, as you might expect, one of my favourite albums of that year.
And by last year, we do mean 2025, just in case anybody's listening in 2027.
Yeah, that's true. And we also featured one of the tracks from this album on the 2025 Best Of playlist. If you haven't listened to that.
And it was my pick.
It was not. You didn't pick. I picked Look to Windward.
Oh, I thought I picked Caramel.
No, you didn't, because I went in with Look to Windward.
Oh, but Caramel was on my list.
Yes, but we could only have one because you went in with Bill Murray first. Then I was like, I would have picked Bill Murray. Now I'll pick Sleep Token. I picked my favourite. Anyway, yes, there is precedent here. So let's just get down to the facts and to the figures.
So this is Sleep Token's fourth studio album. I did not realise they got so many albums.
It's surprising because I only, like most people, got into them with the last album. Save Me Back to Eden.
I think I was off the back of that album. So I think I was like in between the two albums. I only heard that one part of the TikTok first trap song.
Yeah. When my love. Yeah, from The Summoning. Like, it's a fucking great bit of that song, but the book talk really ran with it. I don't feel like they ran with anything off Even in Arcadia quite as much.
No, because I think just that line, it's sexy music. It's like Magnolia Park. Like, I've talked about them a lot.
Yeah.
Their whole new shtick is that they are like horny music.
They are vampire sex music.
Yeah, that's what they're like.
It's good though.
That's what they're coming out with on their Instagram. They just keep saying, we make horny music for millennials. Like, I'm down for it.
It's very good.
It's so good.
I will say, I did not expect High to be getting this much play.
I know, but
it's a great track.
And what's the other one that they've come out with? The Hands Around Your Neck.
Oh, what's that called now? I have heard it because it's on the Vamps After Night re-release, something like that. I need to listen to all of that, but I haven't.
Such a good album. I'm glad that you've listened to them.
Yeah, it's really good.
I do think they're better than Sleep Theory.
I agree. I'm enjoying them a lot more than Sleep Theory, which is another sleep-named band. We'll get into
There's
current...
so many sleepy bands.
So many sleepy bands. I got into these. I know we were in the middle of the the facts and figures. I got into these because Corey Taylor was like, they're doing... like Sleep Token are doing cool shit and you used to listen to it. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. And then it took weirdly, we already mentioned Linkin Park. It took an interview with Mike Shinoda to go, oh, here's all the bands I'm into. And then, like, his eyes light up. He goes, Sleep Token. You should listen to Sleep Token. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll do it. Mike Shinoda. Yes.
That is your section, Mike Shinoda.
Like, every time we talk about Mike Shinoda, we should just do it. It's like,
I think that needs to be a new feature. We'll make it into a jingle.
Whenever we mention Mike Shinoda. But like for the whole time I'm talking about it. Mike Shinoda. This has gone places already.
So, I only heard about them
Yes.
when Bill Murray was supporting them.
Yeah, that was the big story, wasn't it? It was. The Wembley show.
It was the Wembley show, yeah. And it was because they borrowed Gabby to play sax on this album.
Yes. At the tail end of Emergence, you can hear Gabby Rose playing sax, who's just the best, and just whenever she turns up in anything, it's great. Like, literally one of the best musicians to watch.
She's incredible live, and she has given so much of her life to woodwind. It's so nice to see. Like, somebody asked her, well, who were your role models growing up? And she was like, there aren't any in like woodwind instruments.
But that's it. So, when you're going to say Kenny G and be into metal music, it ain't a thing, is it?
Everyone loves a bit of Kenny G. The fireplace.
I wish I had his hair. That'd be nice.
I did have his hair at one point.
Not quite the perm, though.
Not quite the perm, but the volume.
If you'd have curl-ironed your hair, you would have been Kenny G.
Yeah.
That would have been a good Halloween costume for you one of these.
It would, but it would have took about 6 months for the perm to come out.
You had very thick hair.
I do have still to this day. To this day!
Right.
So yeah.
It came out last year.
Fourth album. So May 2025, and it was their first full release on RCA Records.
Yeah, so I didn't know that they'd signed to a new label during this transitionary period, but literally as they were taking off in popularity. So, I mean, good move by RCA, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a multi, I'm going to guess, like, close to at least platinum selling album here.
Yeah, the weird thing will be is how much of it was Take Me Back to Eden sales, because that did really goddamn well. Even though the fandom seemed to think it's not as good as This Place Will Become Your Tomb, which was the second album.
Which I'm guessing people are saying isn't as good as their first album, and it's just all the big dick-sucking circle that, for some reason, the Sleep Token fan base seems to have.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
You can't talk about Sleep Token without talking about the reaction to Sleep Token, unfortunately.
Let's try and get through a few more facts and figures. So the title riffs on Et in Arcadia ego, a reminder that death or misfortune can shadow even the most idyllic moments. And the album marks a new chapter after the band's previous era, shifting focus towards the fallout of sudden fame and the personal cost of anonymity. Again,
anonymous bands are a bit of a thing at the minute. We'll get into that as well. But the interesting thing about this is they're an anonymous band. They're a band with lore, but this is not really a concept album, which you can probably say the previous three were close to. Certainly Take Me Back to Eden had more of a through line.
Yeah.
This feels like a collection of songs that is a response to having done 3 albums as Sleep Token, is the way that I view it. Whether that is the true intent or whether it just so happens that Caramel is far too explicit for it to be inside of a greater narrative, I guess we'll get into when we come to talk about those songs. But the thing to understand about Sleep Token as kind of like an experiment is that they were trying to do all of the things that like bands like Ghost and Gwar and Lordi were doing before them, but I guess more kind of sad and sincere. I don't know, but where this record doesn't feel sad. I think that's the interesting thing about this compared to its other offerings.
If anything, this feels more like a love album.
Yeah, or at least a point of reflection, which I think
it's kind of like a mix between Ghost and Him.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Him comparisons here for sure.
Well, let's list all of the genres of this album.
Here we go.
So we've got alternative metal, progressive metal, pop, R&B, gent, and atmospheric alt-rock, with the themes of fame, paradoxes, identity, emotional fallout, secrecy versus exposure, and mortality.
There's a lot
There's
going
a
on.
lot going on.
And you can hear it. I think that's what sets Sleep Token in the kind of the masked band genre, which is a thing. It sets them apart from other acts like that because there is that greater degree of artistic experimentation.
General question. Do they swear?
They don't. And, well, outside of if they do in the song, to be fair, they don't interact with anybody outside of the music. There is the stage presence of Sleep Token is entirely the songs, the looks, that's it. They don't interact with the audience. They interact with themselves, but they don't talk. Like, it's very it's one of the most shrouded kind of masked bands. Obviously, the other two contemporaries in this space are Ghost, where we know every single fucking member and we've known it for ages, and President, where we've got a damn good clue about who everybody is, but they've just never confirmed it.
Yeah. Where I think the thing I do like about Sleep Token is that there are people that know who they are. Like I know the lead singer's name just from Facebook. I know who the drummer is because you can't be voted the best drummer in the world and stay truly anonymous.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But the whole sort of community of fans, they don't actively look, where it's like the polar opposite of Slipknot. When Slipknot were in the masks, everyone went out of their way to try and find out what they look like, which is why they did that. Was it Vermilion Part 2, the acoustic one, where it was just thousands of video clips of different parts of their faces that never really actually melded up to make a full picture?
It was that, but also it was the Before I Forget video where they're always framed just outside.
Yeah.
But all their masks are hanging off all the instruments and the stands.
Yeah,
and
they did loads of they played into it because people didn't know who they were, and unfortunately the internet spoiled that for them, and an absolutely awful fan base of the Slipknot fan base isn't as, I'd say, possessive as the Sleep Token one. They like things the way they are, and they don't really want them to change. And they don't want someone coming in and going, "Oh, his name is Paul." They're like, "No, this is Vessel.
Yeah,
fucking deal with it."
I don't know whether that is out of respect for what the act is, though, because I think, yes, you can go back and you can find Vessel's old band, and you can find Two's name, and you can find 3 and 4's other bands and career and Christ knows what. You could do that, but it's never part of what's going on. And I think even Ghost did that for ages. No one knew who Tobias Forge was until the lawsuit happened. But they played into that for the last 3 albums, Prequel, Impera, and Skeleta were all yes, you know who everybody in this band is, but ain't it fun that we're doing all the spooky ghost church shit? And I think the camp helped them offset the reveal, because as talented of a man and as shrewd a businessman as he is, Tobias Forge is not an interesting person. I've watched interviews with the man, and he knows his fucking rock, but he's like fucking wallpaper paste. He's boring. Whereas I think the mystery around the Sleep Token lads, and again, people know who they are. I know who they are. I'm not going to fucking tell you who they are, though, because the mystery is part of the act. I think the person who plays Vessel is so tangibly different, both in terms of the music that he's created, the acts that he's a part of, the writing style he's done, and his stage presence compared to Vessel. Vessel's a different thing. And I think it's almost like, this is going to sound weird, it's the logical conclusion of a pantomime dame. You might know it's a bloke. You might know what the bloke's name is, but every year you go and see them, that's fucking Madam Baggins or whatever her fucking name is. And that's who you're there to see. That's the interesting bit. When as soon as they step off and are outside of that, that person has ceased to be.
And the fact that they can go into that character and then just switch off.
That must be really refreshing, right? To be able, even though they talk about it a little bit in Caramel, just for the most part, just being able to walk off that stage and be nobody.
Yeah, just literally leave the stage, take off the corpse paint, and be Nigel again.
Yeah. But all of that, I think, maybe I'm specifically talking about the live stuff here, but it is testament to the fact that they've thought about how the performance informs a character on the stage, and how that character on the stage informs the music, and how all of those things interact, which is not something that every masked band is capable of. I think regardless of what you think of the music, I think they've really thought about the identity more than anything else.
Yeah, and it's refreshing to have a band that thought about their backstory. It's refreshing to have a little bit of theatrics. Like, you don't see it nowadays. You've got Gwar cutting off their cock on stage.
Yeah.
That's theatrics. This is like the opposite side of theatrics, where it's more story-driven. It's just nice to see. And I'm not the biggest Sleep Token fan, don't get me wrong. I've listened to some of their songs and think that they sound like wet farts. Some of their songs are great, like I'll talk about in a bit. There's one song on here which is like up there with one of my favourite tracks.
Oh, top 5,
yeah. 100%. But it's the mystery, it's the allure.
And maybe that's why Book Talk clung to it so much, because it is alluring, it is mysterious, it is
sexy.
Yeah, I mean,
it is the mysterious man in the bookcase.
They can in the bookcase. In my head, I went straight to
Vessel.
You know when Matthew McConaughey's stuck behind the bookcase at the end of Interstellar, move like that, but it's Vessel. And my love, as he's in the void. That'd be awful, because I do not like that film.
I've never seen it.
It's not good. It's really not good. Everyone glazes Nolan on that and Tenet. And I'm like, they're fucking shit films.
Anyway, positive from me.
Yes.
3 singles.
Yes. You did it, lads. Again.
Can you guess them?
Oh,
and their order. Means you are the super fan here.
Okay. Emergence.
Yep.
Caramel.
Yep.
Damocles.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
In that order.
Yep.
13th of March. 4th of April. 25th of April.
Then released the album in May, was it? We said 5th of May?
The 9th of May.
9th of May. So it's coming up at time of recording. Its first birthday will be in 4 days.
Woo! It's almost been a year since you glazed this album.
Yeah, it really did. I think I was glazing Take Me Back to Eden before that.
You were.
Like, yeah, I'm not exactly an original fan.
I mean, we had this and American Motorsport in rotation heavily last year.
What a double
What a
bill that
year
was.
for music.
Yeah, and this year we got Kinda Hard, so that's good.
And I can't wait for June.
Yes, it's going to be good.
Yes. And we've got new Callboy coming in August.
Yes, Tans Nights Out in August. Hell yeah, that's going to be good. It's going to be good. And we've had it on Brocco album as well.
Oh, we've had another great year of music.
Yeah, yeah.
And Brocco back to their best.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I think, I've said this before on the show, Nightmare Tripping is top 5 of everything they've ever done. It's that good. Like, the song, the album's pretty fucking solid, but the track Nightmare Tripping is top 5. It's like Money, Power, Fame good. Anyway,
back to it. Let's
we're 20 minutes in and
we're
we've
20 minutes in.
Oh,
no. Okie dokie. So it opened strongly. Report cite a large first week sale figure and high streaming numbers in the hard rock release category within the singles chart on the UK official singles chart, and making inroads on the Billboard Hot 100. Evidence that Sleep Token's blend of heaviness and pop accessibility broadened their audience.
It did. And again, it was that blow up point. It was because of Book Talk, but also like you said, the allure of the band kind of permeated with the audience. There was a weatherman who was dropping hints about when the album was going to release, because Sleep Token are weird like that. They were putting out, I mean, I remember a lot of the YouTube coverage leading up to this. So like, he's not uploading anymore, but Nocturnal Nick was doing shit tons about Sleep Token at the time. And a couple of others whose name escaped me now.
Like Jared Dines and stuff like that.
Yeah. A lot
like that whole guitar talk community, which I'm going to dub it like guitar talk.
Even though it's on YouTube.
Even though it's on YouTube.
And even like Justin Hawkins, like who's
Justin
really...
Hawkins rides again.
Yeah, it did the whole like Sleep Token is shit, and then like this album came out, it was like Sheep Token, a good Sheep Token.
Sheep Token. Are they Welsh?
Oh, and my love. Sorry.
I like how you went for that, and I went, are they Welsh?
Oh God.
Oh, my love.
Oh, my lover.
That's Somerset.
That's Somerset. You know what? It's entirely regional.
Oh, my
Sleep
love. Token. You remind me.
Did I mistake you for a mine shaft?
Mine shaft?
This, I can't do accents anymore.
I can tell. You've got the bloody drama degree.
I know, it's terrible. Okay. What the fuck was I talking about?
Let's go back to it. You were talking about the release and like music talk.
Yes, that was it. So it's kind of been pushed by its online popularity, but I think what they nailed with this cycle more than anything was this idea of building hype. They were doing the whole, there was like a split, because again, it relates back to the lore of the band. These people are controlled by a demonic deity called Sleep and forced to make this depressing music. That's the gist of it. This time they went, right, you've got a choice. You can either have so it's like the feathered house of the feathered host or the house of the something blades. I don't know. And they did that like months out before emergence. And it was like going, right, something is changing in this band. Something will happen in the lore, but not overtly. Not like we're going to drop a fucking mini comic issue or whatever. Like they're just giving you this kind of like cryptic window into the kind of headspace they're in. And this idea of not only a change, but also like a factionary split. So they did the whole feathers, host and blades or whatever. And that led into the iconography of all of the songs having like sigils. You'll see them on the music videos because they're just like burning flags, but each of those flags corresponds to a track on the album. And that really got people invested in this idea of this iconography. And then you get like all the pink foliage. And weirdly, of all the things, this drove incredibly high foot traffic to Shrubber Hall.
Oh yeah, wasn't there like a leak, something to do with the album in Shrubber Hall?
Yes,
as well?
so the one of the pictures that they used during that kind of Feathered Host versus Blade section was this mural, this like stone carving mural. And they just posted a picture of it. Now, I don't know whether these people live close to Shrubber Hall. I imagine they don't. But if you go, it's still there, obviously. And on the carving is the phrase "Et in Arcadia." So even in Arcadia. So that was the tease for the album's name. Problem with that is myself very much included. Sleep Token fans are somewhat of a intense, hyper-fixated, sweaty bunch.
Yep.
So the foot traffic went up so high that they had to put up signs to say, thanks, Sleep Token, thanks for coming, but can you not step over all the fucking flowers, please? Genuinely, people who are terminally online don't know how to act.
Did they at least pay the National Trust to be able to get in there?
Well, you got to, so yeah.
Thank God for that. At least the National Trust made some money. Fair play, Sleep Token.
You got to go. When you go, you got to go right past the house.
Yep.
And then there's like a little bridge, and you go over that bridge, and then on the other side, there's like a big wall of flowers, and that's where it is. I have a wonderful picture of my dog sat in front of that thing, and I'm just going to get it up now to have a look at you.
I've been there.
Oh, have you actually been?
I was there about 5 years ago.
Were you there to see? Well, no, you probably weren't there to see.
No, because I was there before the band were. Probably not there before the words.
It's been a while. Oh, found it. There we go. Right, there's the actual thing. So it's called the Shepherd's Monument. The sign they had to put up says, welcome to the Shepherd's Monument, Sleep Token fans. We're really excited to welcome you all to the estate for you to discover the history of Shugborough. The Shepherd's Monument was commissioned by Thomas Anson. This is now a history podcast. And built in 1748, sorry, with further additions in 63. The marble panel was carved by Dutch artist Schimakers and is a mirror image of a painting by Nicholas Poussin titled Et in Arcadia Ego. It's a grade 2 listed structure, and basically
Don't step on the fork.
it says, please do not attempt to climb or attach anything to the structure. And there's my dog sat in front of it. She had a great day. It's this big, it's quite an interestingly and detailed thing. It's a copy of a painting that isn't even at Shugborough. Like, you can go right up to the carving itself, and where there's a crouching man pointing to the bottom of this stone, that's where it is. So you had to really like zoom in on the image when they posted it.
Yeah.
But it was there.
Well, they are from the UK, so that's probably why they went to Shugborough for that.
I guess, but it's just weird because it's kind of close to where we live.
Yeah, it is kind of close. It's still like a good hour away.
Yeah, but like it's the Midlands, and people forget the Midlands exist.
Yeah, very true. Anyway, I think now we've talked about the fans, now we've talked about the themes, we've talked about everything other than the music.
Yeah.
So, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, sure. It's shit in it. No, I love it. Should we just go favourite tracks?
Yeah, let's go.
You know what I'm going to say, because I put it in the list for the best of 25. I do think Look to Windward is a very, very, very strong album opener. I think it's got that wonderful kind of like big spacey feel when you hit the high notes, because Vessel's got a very good range. On this album, more than any others, I feel like he hits his high stuff really well. I like the slow burn. It does take 3 minutes to get to the first heavy note, but it does something for me. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's a little tick of the old nutsack, a little tease to get you invested into the heaviness that's to come. But when it hits, it works. I think the weird kind of like hip-hoppy, trappy drum section really works. It kind of feels like 5 songs shoved into one, but I'm very much a fan of stuff like that. So that all worked for me. I'm guessing that wasn't your particular favourite.
I like the song, but the intro is 2 minutes too long.
Yes, it's very long.
Take 2 minutes out of that intro, you've got a top track. That is my only note on that one. I agree with everything else you've said, but it is far too long, and I hate soundscapes. It's far too long of an opener, like an opening silence and somber note. I think if it got into the big bowl section quicker, it'd have captured me a lot earlier.
Yeah, it felt like...
It's not meaty enough. It feels like they've just added extra soundscapes to make it slightly longer. And I know the whole thing is the ethereal, and this would be an incredible opening track live.
Have you seen the footage?
I haven't watched any of it live. I hate watching live videos on YouTube, so I try and avoid it where I can. But I feel like for this album, that would be a great walk onto stage as everything's happening, shit kicks off, everything goes crazy.
It's almost like what you said. So during the kind of the 3-minute lead up, there is a big sheet covering their set, because it's a massive 4-tiered set, I want to say.
So kind of like OG Panic at the Disco style vibes.
Oh, like that, but like if it was like, I don't know how to describe it, like some kind of like gothic fucking horror. So like they have this sheet and they're projecting the pink Arcadia petals on it until you get "Will you halt this eclipse in," which I can't do. Curtain drops, vessels up the fucking top on like floor 4.
Like Sabrina Carpenter and his towel.
He's literally like, it's hard to spot him to begin with because they did it at download first. So I didn't see him up there. And I was like, where the fuck is he? Like, the next level down is the Espera, who aren't technically permanent members of the band, but are 3 female vocalists that add, like, texture to the live vocals. They're very cool. Then you've got 2, and then 3 and 4 are on, like, the ground level. And it took Vessel on the original stage of this so long to get off the top floor and to the actual, like, bottom of the stage that he missed his cue because he was supposed to emerge from this carved like doorway with I've got eyelids heavy enough to break down bit. It took him like 3 or 4 lines after that to finally get out. They got it right eventually, but the download was like the premiere of this, and like it didn't go to plan.
The time it just went to pot.
It did. But yeah, no, it is very much that. It's very tense, I guess would be the word, and then you get that release with the first death scream, which is so fucking good. Although my favourite bit of that entire song is still the "You wish that you could make me high" and the and like the very high note.
Yeah, his high notes are insane.
He can kind of reproduce them live, but not to that great effect.
Yeah, it's just those sorts of notes are like once in a lifetime. That's why Hayley Williams didn't do that "All I Wanted Was You" for so long, because it was so damaging to the vocal cords.
I can respect it because, like, fuck, it's got to be hard. Straight into the next best track, though. It is Emergence.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think I get the feeling that was your favourite of this bunch.
No.
Oh, okay. That surprised me.
It's up there. It's not my favourite.
It's so good. It's just very, very good. Arms around me. A hook that really could have been very trite, especially with like the lowered kind of reverbed vocals.
But I can see why people didn't like this song, because this one has come under a lot of criticism. To go from that really strong hook of that to like the way that he sings / speaks the following lines got a lot of people riled up because they could see what he can do vocal wise. It just seemed a bit lazy, but it matches the song.
I think it's this idea of it building back from nothing.
Yeah.
Where I think is like Look to Windward is oddly hopeful for something that is describing somebody in a death state, like just about clawing onto life. Emergence is like, it's that bit where you've recouped and now you've got to kind of rebuild yourself back up from nothing. And to me, the lyrics kind of built into this idea of not particularly understanding those around you. There's a lot of questions in this song.
It's like social isolation, isn't it? So it's like kind of reminiscent of the youth of today anyway.
Yeah, because it's like you could be this person that I need, or you could be incredibly dangerous. But I think out of all the things in the song, and it is in the bit that everybody hates, I really like the obtuse lyrics, like, are you carbide on my nano, red glass on my light bulb? Like,
it's just so random.
I just think people should take more risks with lyrics. I think we can afford to be more, not obtuse, but like to say things in a way that don't always make sense. Music is something that doesn't always make sense. It can speak to you in certain ways. And what I appreciate is that's reflected in the lyrics this time round. Because let's be real, that section, the drum beat, is basically the only thing driving it. And 2 is a fucking phenomenal drummer.
He is. And he isn't utilised enough in this album, but I'll go into that later.
No, compared to Take Me Back to Eden, he's definitely not. But I still love him. I still think he's great. Yeah, it was the main single, I think, for good reason. I do think it's got, and obviously Gabby's sax at the end, we've already talked about that, but it's a beautiful finisher. It's very good. It's very good.
And going into another single,
yes,
Caramel,
yes,
that's my favourite track off this album.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you were going to say Damocles. I don't know why. But no, Caramel is the one where it feels like the most outside of what the band is trying to do.
It feels like the one that was made to be a single.
Yeah, which is weird because it feels like the "Thanks for coming, by the way, fuck you" song.
It feels like we know that there are people that hate us. We don't give a fuck. We're just doing what we love.
But also that we know that there are people who are obsessed with us and please go away.
Yeah.
It
hits on so many different levels.
The whole the self-hate is kind of very like, it's that you hate me, you love me so much that I hate it, and now I hate myself. And that is a very complicated relationship for an artist to have with the thing that he's created, especially when he's still inhabiting a character. And to step outside of that and go, just for a second, there is a guy behind the hood. Like, there is somebody underneath the masks and the sigils and all that. And that person is deeply uncomfortable with everything that's going on. But anyway, thanks for coming. Hands in the air, everybody. It's such a weird kind of, I don't know, like, it's the idea of somebody in kind of like Stockholm syndrome, trapped between the art that they love to create and the hating the people that absorb it. I don't know. It's a weird one, but I think it totally works, even if it doesn't really lend to the whole narrative of death and rebirth, which is what I think this album is about, or kind of like clawing back from something so catastrophic. This feels like the Sleep Token song about being Sleep Token rather than it being about a greater theme beyond that. You know what I mean?
And then for my immediate follow-up, which feels like the successor of this track, I'm going to pronounce this so wrong. Is it Gethsemane? Gethsemane.
Yes.
I think this is a great track.
It's beautifully, cripplingly sad.
I love the hymn-like passages and the random heavy surges, and it's explicitly devotional and cathartic at the same time.
Yeah, it's this idea of kind of learning to like live with something or someone that tears you down at all times, and yet going, I've made those excuses for you in the past. I now recognise it as something that I was always in love with more. I think the line that everybody kind of refers to all the time is, I was in love with the thought that we were in love with each other. It's cripplingly sad. It's very, very emotional. It's also just such a well put together song. Again, it could be that thing of the beginning of it is so long before we get to any kind of real heaviness, and it's going back and forth with that gentle dun 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 dun. It's very dreamlike before it details to you how this dream is not a dream, if you know what I mean.
But I think this track, where it gets that build up right, as opposed to Look to Windward, where it feels too stretched out, where this one, it feels like it's got the right balance of calm, silence, build up into the heavier parts. Like, feels like a perfectly stretched out song.
Yeah. Perfectly stretched out. Sorry, that's a phrase.
Yeah, it is. My house.
I do agree that it has enough time as well, because it's not one of the shorter songs on the album. It's like over 5 minutes easy, and it's not the only one.
It's a long album.
It's a long album.
It's one of the longer ones we've done in a while.
Yeah, but they kind of like back end load all like because this and Infinite Bass, which follows it, are both pretty fucking long songs. And then you've got Windward and Emergence, which are also pretty long songs. It's coming close to an hour over 10 tracks.
Well, I think these 2 tracks at the end are really there to showcase the band's ability more than anything. They show how incredible all of the members are.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like I won't say that Infinite Baths is up there with one of my favourite songs, but I do think it's a beautiful closer.
Yeah, it does something quite, and I would say it is one of my favourites because I think that it manages to kind of like find Sleep Token at all levels of their intensities. The beginning is very soft, very dreamlike, and the ending is very gent, I suppose. It's very crunchy. It's
like a showcase.
It is, but
it goes from like ethereal, light, dark. It goes through everything that Sleep Token are,
and gets back to being quite violent at the end, which if you listen to some of the older stuff is very like on brand for them. And again, this idea of death, rebirth, but then repeating almost like an Ouroboros. Like it goes back round to, if I had to draw a meaning to it, in the lore, I imagine this is we've escaped sleep and
we are now Token.
It's just a token entry for them. This idea of escaping something that has had a grip on you only to kind of run back to something similar or something even more dangerous, because what else do you do? There's definitely some comments about, I guess with every album, this is always a breakup album. You know what I mean? It always comes back to, from, you know, incredible heartbreak comes beautiful art. We know this is to be true. But I think they've chosen to do that in a more kind of like ethereal, grand and conceptual level, which I really appreciate. I'm not here to say that this is the greatest album of all time. I don't think that. And to prove that, let's talk about some less good tracks.
Okay.
I'm going to say this album does not have as low of a weak point as there is on the previous record. And I love the previous record as well. But there is nothing on this album that's as bad as Are You Really Okay from Take Me Back to Eden, which is a fucking trite, saccharine thing of a song. And whilst not a skipper for me, that song, I'd still listen to it anyway. It is one of the worst things that Sleep Token have ever done. There is nothing that low on this, even in Arcadia. But there are songs that do skirt up towards the, okay, well, maybe we're doing too many genres problem here. And I think there's 2 that kind of fall into that trapping. And those 2 are, as much as I love it, Past Self and Dangerous. I feel like those are the 2 that maybe go a bit too laissez-faire with the instrumentation. Because Past Self is very kind of like snare-driven trap-style drums, which I don't think suits the band's sound entirely. But it's not my cup of tea, even though, thankfully, I do find there to be enough to like in that song to get through that one. And Dangerous, I just feel like relies on the electronica a little bit too much. And I don't think it's to the greatest effect. They've done electronica elements in their previous work, so it's not unwelcome. It just feels a bit basic compared to the kind of depth of the artistic merit across the rest of this record.
I can see what you're saying about those 2. I agree with you on Past Self. I'm not the biggest fan of that track. Dangerous I do like a little bit more because of how big the guitar is, like in sections. Yeah. The build-ups are insane. They're so intense. Like the crescendo just from nothing to boo, boo, boo.
It's when they do that drop it with it's the second time it comes around with the it's like yo, and then it comes back in with the boom, dangerous. It's very Phantom of the Opera, isn't it?
It is, yeah. However, you haven't mentioned the weakest song in my book.
I think this could go one of 2 ways, and I'm going to guess that you don't like Provider.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yay!
What the fuck is it?
I wanna be your spider. Have you seen that version?
I haven't.
Oh my God.
This sounds like a car insurance advert. I wanna be your provider. Do you wanna go with Churchill? We're gonna knock £50 off. I wanna be your provider.
It's
boring. It's too samey. Like,
I get it.
It feels like a culmination of 5 or 6 different songs off this album in one.
Is this the one that has that section with your fingers locked out of my skin? Is that one?
I think so.
Because that bit is excellent.
But the overall song is boring as shit.
It's trapped in, I would say, the most boring verses on the entire record. Like, I like the I wanna be your... I keep thinking just Spider. It's because he says garner you would soak like a spider. Somebody did an edit where it's like, I want to be your spider. Garner you would soak like a spider. Roll or die, you know I'm a spider. And it's Vessel's face on like...
A spider.
Yeah, but like specifically the shitty blocky one from, I think, Lethal Company. And he's just slowly coming towards the screen. Maybe that's just me getting too attached to a meme. It's weak for this album, and I think that's the problem.
Doesn't suit the album.
I don't know, because if we're talking about something that's like possessive, you know, which is a big theme in all of Sleep Token's music, is being possessed or being controlled by somebody. The idea that Vessel is somebody who's been the victim of that for years, suddenly seeing kind of a glint in the idea of power, I think is interesting. I just don't think the instrumentation matches that twinge of like evilness to it.
Yeah, it's just out of all the songs on this album, this is the only one where I went into it thinking this is just lackluster at best.
It's also got the worst lyric in the entire album.
Of I want to be your provider.
No, of you're the baddest baddie spinning eyes in the room. Ugh. Like that felt like we've cooked that line specifically for Book Talk. Just, no.
And it just didn't hit.
I just don't, like, as much as I think he's a very interesting character, emphasis on the word character, I just don't get the impression that Vessel fucks. And, like, I get the impression that everybody surrounding him fucks. Because, like, you don't create, like, bass lines like that without, and I cannot stress this hard enough, fucking. But, like... I just don't get. He seems like
I'd like to be your provider. Hello, I'd like a cup of tea.
And this is the same man who sang the "Oh and My Love" bit, which is very funky and sexy. It just doesn't work this time round. I don't think it fits the album in much the same way. I can forgive it because I like it, and a lot of that's got to do with Spider. But it's pretty weak compared to the highest highs of this record.
Well, my comment on this song, the album would be stronger without him.
And that is a thought. Because if you drop this, you'd go from
Even in Arcadia to Damocles.
That works.
How strong is that as a track list?
Because Even in Arcadia is a song I feel like not many people say a lot about.
No.
And I think it's wonderfully atmospheric.
Well, it's a centerpiece, isn't it? Centerpiece of the album.
Yeah.
It's... atmospheric, it's hymn-like melodies again, and they use it well, and it just focuses around the conceptual core of that in Arcadia ego.
Oh yeah, it's exactly that, you know, and I think it has that kind of grandeur of like realizing that now you're out of the grasp of something that's had its kind of like fingers puppeting you for so long. You get somebody realizing they have kind of agency and fate, and I think you reflect that against what Sleep Token are. And again, I'm not going to talk about their real identities. Not exactly mega popular artists before the breakthrough of Sleep Token, and now are at their most famous they'll ever be whilst inhabiting faceless people. And I think there is something intoxicating about that idea of something I've created as shot into a stratosphere. And to then think about that in terms of their playground of kind of themes, which is very much being kind of like controlled by very cruel deities. I think there's an interesting through line with that, especially then going, but boil that down and what am I in the next life? It's an interesting thing.
It's a really interesting concept for a band, and I love the way that they've done this album.
And then to have to go into you're the baddest baddie spitting eyes in the room. Yeah, it's a fucking come down, innit?
Now, here's a genuine question. So, you know when they get their paychecks, yeah?
Yeah.
Does man have to go to the bank with like, all right, got a check for Vessel. You got a check for 2. Hello, I'm free. Can I have some money?
I would hate to be the accountant for any anonymous band. It must be like a fucking pain in the arse. But also like what if some of your devoted fans actually work in one of those firms and like that's how they find out who you are? That'd be a problem.
Typically with those sorts of bands, it's family, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know what the setup would be. I don't know anything about like.
It was just a funny bit. I didn't mean to make it all serious. I just thought it'd be funny to have like a HSBC account with the name Vessel.
Could you imagine that credit card? That would be a hell of a thing.
Imagine if you've got a black card, just says Vessel, HSBC.
What's the card holder's name? 2. No. I don't need the strip. No. Love. TWO.
Literally 2. What's the name? 3. Oh, does that mean THREE? No, I'm dyslexic, so I spelled it FREE.
Sorry, I was reading the CVV off the back. Sorry, that does start with 3. Please don't steal me money. Oh fuck.
Oh god. So I think it's about time.
Yeah, I think
we're 50 minutes in. I know your opinion, and I know that you're literally going to give this a golden pass. Oh, I'm torn.
Shall I just do my bit first because give you a bit more time? Right. I don't think this is perfect. I genuinely don't. And I think what's the interesting thing is that you have to compare this directly to the previous record. I think the highs and lows were much higher and much lower in Take Me Back to Eden. I think it's some of the best work they've ever done and some of the worst work they've ever done. Even In Arcadia is a different beast because it feels the most outside of possibly Provider, the most thematically consistent and quality consistent. I personally think, and you won't be surprised to hear this, that makes that unskippable. Even though I don't think it's their greatest work, I think it is the most accomplished.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for honing your craft. What I'd like to see from them going forward is now doing something a bit more out there and experimental, now that we've done this very much, not to death, but we've figured this out. What the experiment that we started in, probably This Place Will Become Your Tomb, we've now perfected, because Sundowning's a very different record. I just think that this has enough to pull you through, even when it perhaps couldn't be as interesting as you'd like. But I am a glazer of this band, and on a very personal level, 10 out of 10 no notes.
I've not listened to this album up until recently. I had listened to it when it first came out. I gave myself time off it because you were loving it so much. I just didn't get behind it first few listens.
No.
When it first came out, I was like, this is mediocre. This is all right. And I still kind of agree with my original viewpoint. I'm not the biggest Sleep Token fan. I think they're a talented bunch, don't get me wrong. Like, as I say, their drummer won Drum of the Year at the Drum Awards. It's just slightly beaten out. Was it Xavier from Murray?
Was he up for
I think he was up there as well. I think he won an award of some description.
Was it the Drumeo ones?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. There's just something about... Okay, I'm good. We've done this once, and it's going to be the second time we've done this.
Okay.
This is my Caveat album.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to give it on the basis you do it once and then make up your own mind.
Yeah.
Give this album a run through once. See if you agree with Mike's verdict. This isn't my verdict. This is Mike's verdict.
I'm so fucking hard right now. Yes!
I can see all 2 inches.
If you're lucky, I'll give you 6 in 5 easy installments.
Wait, the math doesn't math. Have you shaved? I'm going to give this album the caveat. Give it a listen once. I'm going to be a middle grounder. It's half unskippable, half skippable for me. Provider is a terrible song for me. Do I think that it's terrible enough to make me not want to listen to this again? I don't think I'm going to listen to this again for a while, other than Caramel and like the other couple of tracks I've mentioned. Yeah. I don't think it's an album I'll like coming back to time and time again. But there are strong tracks on here that I will listen to out my own free will. So it is a caveat album where we're giving it the unskippable title, but just give it your own listen, one full listen, and you'll either be a fan or you won't want to listen to it again.
I will take that to the fucking bank. You heard it here first. Sleep Token have an unskippable album. With a caveat. But we say that bit very quietly.
With a caveat.
Unskippable Sleep Token album. With a caveat. Well done, Sam. Thank you very much. and my erection thanks you as well. I'm cutting that bit out.
I think I may have actually shocked Mike with this one.
I
because
didn't expect it.
Going up to this, I've been like playing him up something rotten. As I say, I'm not the biggest Sleep Token fan. I never have been. I probably never will be. There's something mysterious about them. They've got sexy tones. They've got great instrumentation. I don't think Vessel's the best singer.
No, I think he's got an interesting voice.
He's got an interesting voice, but it's a bit too English for me.
I think we need more of that, personally.
Yeah, we do. We definitely need more representation on the rock front from actual English-sounding bands. Like, when Yumi at 6 started sounding English, they got better. When they stopped doing their shitty American fake accent, they massively, improved. And, my other half used to rinse me for that because I absolutely detested Yumi at 6 when it was, their early stuff. But it's because they were doing that shitty fake American accent that every band seemed to do in the early 2000s.
The I Want to Be Tom DeLonge era.
Keep your hands to yourself! Yeah. No. You're English. Your new album, your latest album before you broke up, sounded English. It was grand. But yeah, I digress. Well done, Sleep Token.
Yeah, boy.
I didn't think I'd be giving this verdict today, but I've had really a lot of time to listen to this, and yeah, it's a considered album. It's something you either love or hate. It's a Marmite album.
Yeah, and it's interesting that it's so closely comparable to the Florence and the Machine record, which I feel like had so much more kind of general mass appeal. And I feel like this very much speaks to the very sweaty subculture that it's developed. And it is cool to hate at the minute. So I think we're actually kind of brave by going, yeah, this is unskippable. And kind of finding the beauty and the merits within it.
And if that Guardian journalist comes for us, I'll slap his bald ass head.
The most turgid music I've ever heard. Fuck off. You probably like Geese, you fucking industry plant.
What's wrong with Geese?
I'd never actually listened to them.
Oh, I thought you were talking... Wait, there's a band called Geese.
There's a band called Geese.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about...
No, I wasn't
That's a collective of gooses.
You like waterfowl, you fucking twat. It's just... That would be a weird take from me.
That would be a weird take. But you've come out with weirder.
It's true, I have.
I fucking love Geese, I do.
No, there's a band. No, I think it's cool to hate on them, and there's always going to be a band it's cool to hate on. That was Slipknot for many years.
Yeah. And people hate the unknown.
Yeah, precisely. This is it. I think it's the unknown. I think it's the kind of the shock kind of arrival to the basically the peak of the culture. Main stage headliners a download. That ain't nothing.
It ain't.
That's
stratospheric. Sellout tours.
I wanted to see them.
I couldn't.
I had no chance. And I've got
Didn't the American tour get a world record for one of the quickest sellout times?
I would not be surprised.
Was it a few minutes for the entire tour to sell out?
I would not be shocked.
And they've had some incredible support acts as well. And they bring that's one thing I give them a lot of respect for. They have dragged all of the acts that supported them up into the echelons as well.
And they pick different things. They don't pick things that are... They don't pick another mask band. They don't pick another kind of... Because it's kind of depressing music. They don't pick another depressing band. Bill Murray,
incredible.
It's
Bad Omens.
Bad Omens. I mean, I wanted to ask this. This won't be in the show. Are Bad Omens another masked band?
No.
They're not. Okay.
No, Sebastian is a beautiful man.
Oh, is he actually?
Yeah, we'll talk about him.
Would I like them?
He's beautiful. I mean, yeah, you would. Sorry, he's a very pretty man. Yeah. He's like Ollie Sykes before he got old.
I mean, that's an excellent. Maybe I will keep this bit in now because Bring Me the Horizon were that band for many years.
They were.
Ollie Sykes is a shit singer and he pisses on people and Crest as well. And you look at them now, one of the most revered acts within the space.
And comically, I like them less now than I did when he was pissing on people.
I like them a lot more now. I'm part of the problem.
I saw them 7 times when they were in that lower stadium. They were the first band I ever saw live.
Were they good then?
They were so good.
Yeah.
Supporting Killswitch Engage.
Shit, that's a gig.
Howard Jones, Killswitch Engage.
Oh.
And you know how fucking much you love them.
My sweet darling.
My curse.
There is coming
inside you. Will you feel my pee?
Okay.
Anyway,
This has gone places.
This has gone places.
I'm very happy that this is joining the Unskippable Wall, which I made reference to it in a previous episode. This is very much a placeholder. I am pointing to something in my room that Rob can see and you can't. There is something on the wall. It is not the wall of Unskippable album art that I intend it to be, but it soon will be.
That's awesome.
Because that's going to the stairs. That's going to live on the stairs.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it joins the wall. Wait, we've had such a run. Whilst you were gone, I put 2 albums on the wall that you had no part in.
I've seen that. And I am. We are going to revisit both albums. I need to give some input on them.
Do you actually want to do it?
I actually want to. I think it'd be good to get other perspectives.
Okay.
I've never listened to Lily Allen or Meatloaf.
Honestly, I was surprised at how much I like both of them. But you can go ahead and listen to those episodes by finding us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
And in about 6 months' time, we'll revisit them with me.
Yeah.
When I actually turn up to record, like today. And I'm not in Swansea.
Aren't you in Swansea
next week?
Next week, yeah.
But not next week's episode. Next week, recording.
No. You were here to stay again.
Yes.
Which is very nice.
Yes. My seat is now warmed to my ass.
This is my warmth. It's different. Okay, so wonderful win for everybody there. And if you have an Unskippable album that you would like us to listen to and potentially put on that wall, you can send your suggestions in to us on skippod@gmail.com. That's skipdpod. Little burp at gmail.com. You can also fill in the form in our link tree, which is linktr.ee/skipdpod. And you can send those suggestions along to us there. You could also DM us on Instagram. That's basically the only social media that we're live on. I know we're on Blue Sky. Who the fuck's on Blue Sky anymore?
What the fuck is Blue Sky?
What is a Blue Sky?
Next you're going to be saying we're on something like Badoo or whatever the fuck they're called.
I'm bringing Bebo back and we're going to...
Oh, can we go to MySpace?
Who wants top 8? You can be in Skip's top 8.
We'll give you our love. Share the love daily.
Oh, man.
Anyway, I went really broad then.
Right, okay. So, keep those suggestions coming in. We are fast approaching the 1 year anniversary of the show.
Woo.
I think this is, I want to say this is episode 43. If I'm wrong, that won't be on it. We're really not far away from a whole year of the show. I'm very looking forward to whatever that will be. I don't know what it is. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.